You've probably heard that drinking water first thing in the morning is a healthy habit that helps detoxify your body and improve digestion. In fact, this practice has become quite popular, with many people recommending it as part of a morning routine. But have you ever wondered, could this habit actually be harmful if done the wrong way? The truth is, when you wake up, your body is in a very delicate state. Your blood pressure, hormones, and electrolyte levels are still adjusting. This means that drinking water at this time, if not done correctly, can have negative effects that you may not even realize. Nausea, bloating, rapid heartbeat, and even unexplained fatigue are some of the common issues people overlook. This is especially true for older adults, whose bodies are even more sensitive to small changes. A simple shift in the way you drink water in the morning can have a significant impact on your health. So, what can we do to make sure drinking water in the morning actually benefits us rather than causing harm? Let's explore this in more detail in this video. Part 1. Ice-cold water on an empty stomach. What if the glass of water you're drinking every morning is quietly putting your heart under stress? Sounds unlikely, but for millions of older adults, this common healthy habit may be doing more harm than good. Before you take another sip, hit the subscribe button to stay updated with powerful tips that protect your health and well-being. Meet Eleanor, a vibrant 76-year-old retired librarian from Oregon. Every morning, she would pour herself a tall glass of ice-cold water straight from the fridge. It was her ritual. Refreshing, she called it. It jolted her awake. It made her feel in control. But slowly, things began to change. She noticed her stomach felt tight, almost like it was bracing for something. Her fingers would get chilly, even in warm weather. And worst of all, she felt a strange pressure in her chest that lingered through the morning hours. Her doctors couldn't find anything wrong. Her tests came back normal. But Eleanor knew something was off. It wasn't until a conversation with a holistic health nurse that she learned the real culprit might be her beloved morning ritual. The nurse explained, when you pour ice-cold water into an empty stomach, especially after a night of fasting, you're essentially shocking your internal organs awake in the harshest way possible. Here's why. After hours of rest, your blood vessels are slightly constricted, your digestive system is dormant, and your core temperature is stabilized. When you suddenly introduce ice-cold liquid, your body is forced to divert energy to rewarming itself. That's energy it could have used to gently activate metabolism, circulation, and digestion. For older adults, whose metabolism has naturally slowed and whose blood vessels may be more sensitive, this can cause a cascade of stress signals. Rapid changes in blood pressure, tension in the stomach, even heart palpitations. Eleanor made one small change. She switched to room temperature water. Within days, the tightness in her chest disappeared. Her stomach relaxed. Mornings became smoother, less like a battle, more like a flow. It's not about avoiding water. It's about honoring the state your body is in, especially in those first fragile minutes after waking. Respecting your body's rhythm can mean the difference between a day filled with clarity and one clouded by discomfort. Stay tuned for the next hidden mistake that could be disrupting your mornings without you even realizing it. Part 2. Drinking too fast or in large gulps. You might think, it's just water, what harm could it do? But imagine jump-starting your body the wrong way every single morning without knowing it. And worse, mistaking the discomfort it causes for something completely unrelated. If you're finding this eye-opening, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next health mistake that could be hiding in plain sight. Let's talk about Harold, a 72-year-old former high school coach from Pennsylvania. Discipline ran in his blood. His routine was sacred. Wake up, stretch, and down an entire 20-ounce bottle of water before even standing up. He believed in efficiency. Hydration? Done. But then the dizziness started. Some mornings, he'd feel lightheaded just minutes after getting out of bed. Other times, it was a vague wave of nausea, a foggy feeling in his head, or a strange flutter in his chest. No changes in diet, no new medications, just this odd pattern he couldn't explain. When Harold brought it up at a checkup, his doctor asked a simple question. "How fast are you drinking that water?" That's when the penny dropped. Chugging water too quickly, first thing in the morning, is like flooding an engine that hasn't warmed up yet. Your body is still shifting out of sleep mode. Your blood pressure is adjusting. Your stomach lining is fragile. Your electrolyte levels are low. When you gulp down a large volume of water in seconds, your kidneys are shocked into action. Your stomach balloons, and your blood chemistry shifts too fast. For older adults like Harold, whose systems don't rebound as quickly as they once did, this sudden internal chaos can feel like dizziness, bloating, or even mild heart palpitations. Once Harold began sipping his water slowly, spreading one glass over 20 minutes instead of 20 seconds, the strange symptoms vanished. His mornings felt steadier, his energy more stable. That one small change restored something crucial: ease. Think of your hydration like lighting a candle, not igniting fireworks. Gentle, consistent, intentional. And here's the truth: no one tells you. Drinking water isn't just about how much. It's also about how. You wouldn't pour water into a dry sponge all at once. You'd let it soak gradually. Your body deserves the same respect. Stick around, because the next mistake could be sitting right next to your bed every night, and you probably haven't even thought about it. Part 3. Drinking from plastic bottles. Left overnight. It's a habit that seems harmless, maybe even healthy. You leave a bottle of water on your nightstand so it's ready the moment you wake up. But what if that small gesture of preparation is silently leaking toxins into your system every single day? Before we dive deeper, if you care about protecting your long-term health with simple changes, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. The next few minutes could change the way you hydrate forever. Let's meet Helen, a sharp and independent 78-year-old retiree living in Oregon. Every night before bed, she'd refill a soft plastic water bottle and set it beside her reading lamp. It was part of her wind-down routine. When the sun rose, she'd reach for it without thinking. A full glass of hydration, done before her slippers even touched the floor. But then, the symptoms started creeping in. Persistent bloating, random headaches, mood swings that didn't feel like her. Helen chalked it up to age, or maybe her medications, until one day, her granddaughter pointed out something odd. "Grandma, that bottle looks old." That's when Helen looked closer. The plastic was cloudy, scratched, and had been reused for months. And it had been sitting in a warm room every night, directly under a lamp. Here's the science. Many plastic bottles, especially older or lower-grade ones, contain chemicals like BPA and phthalates. When exposed to heat or left sitting for hours, those chemicals can seep into the water, then into your body. And even BPA-free bottles aren't always safe. Some of the substitutes can mimic hormones in similar and equally harmful ways. These are known as endocrine disruptors, and they don't cause loud, obvious reactions. They work silently, mimicking or blocking hormones in the body. Over time, that can affect everything from energy levels to mood, digestion, metabolism, and even how your medications perform. For seniors, who are often already balancing blood sugar, blood pressure, or thyroid issues, this added chemical load becomes even more risky. Once Helen swapped her plastic bottle for a stainless steel thermos and started pouring fresh water each morning, something shifted. Within weeks, her headaches eased. Her stomach felt lighter. Her mental clarity returned. She even joked, "I didn't know my brain was holding its breath until it could finally exhale." The takeaway? It's not just what you drink. It's where it's been sitting, what it's been sitting in, and for how long. If you've been reusing plastic bottles, especially the soft ones, or leaving water out overnight in warm conditions, this is your sign to stop. Glass, stainless steel, ceramic. Your body deserves clean water in a clean container. And if this story made you glance over at your own bedside bottle, good. That small moment of awareness is how better mornings begin. Stick with us, because the next mistake involves medication, and the way you combine it with water might be sabotaging its effectiveness without you even realizing. Part 4. Taking medication on an empty stomach. For millions of older adults, the day begins with a familiar routine. Pop the morning pills, then figure out breakfast later. But what if that simple order is quietly undermining your health? Or worse, causing side effects that look like aging, but are actually preventable? If you're still watching, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We share life-changing tips every week, especially for those who believe aging should come with wisdom, not discomfort. Let's talk about George, a 79-year-old retired accountant from Minnesota. Organized, disciplined. Every morning at 6:30, George lined up his pills on the kitchen counter: blood pressure, cholesterol, and a daily anti-inflammatory for his arthritis. Then he'd sip some water and take them all at once, before even thinking about breakfast. He thought he was doing the right thing, staying consistent, staying on time. But the mornings didn't love him back. He started feeling dizzy when standing. He had random stomach pains that wouldn't go away. Worse, his energy crashed by 10 a.m., no matter how much sleep he got. His doctor ran tests. Everything looked normal. But George knew something wasn't. The real issue? Timing. Many common medications, especially in seniors, are designed to be taken with food. Not because food helps absorb them better, but because food protects the stomach lining from irritation and prevents rapid absorption that can spike side effects. George had been taking his meds on an empty stomach for years. Over time, that habit had weakened his gut lining, messed with his blood pressure rhythm, and interfered with how his body processed certain pills. His dizziness, a subtle crash in blood pressure from one pill kicking in too fast. His stomach pain, long-term irritation from anti-inflammatories taken without any food buffer. Here's what changed his mornings: a small bowl of oatmeal, a boiled egg, or even just a slice of toast, before the pills. That small act helped stabilize absorption, calmed his digestive system, and kept his energy consistent. Within 2 weeks, he felt like a different man. This story isn't just about George. It's a wake-up call for anyone taking medications daily. Ask yourself, are you swallowing pills on an empty stomach because it's convenient? Have you experienced unexplained fatigue, nausea, or dizziness? Have you been blaming age for symptoms that might be fixable? It might be time to rethink your routine. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist. Read the instructions carefully. Not all meds need food, but many do. And the difference could be how well they work and how well you feel. Your medicine should help you, not hurt you. Don't let a simple timing mistake undo the benefits. Up next, the mistake that sounds healthy, but might be messing with your digestion every morning. And it involves something millions of people do before coffee. Stay tuned. Part 5. Drinking cold water. First thing in the morning. Picture this. It's 6 o'clock a.m. The sun is barely up. You walk into the kitchen, reach for a tall glass of cold water straight from the fridge, and down it in one go, because you've heard somewhere that hydrating early jumpstarts your metabolism. Sounds healthy, right? Not always. Let me introduce you to Martha, 82, a former ballet instructor from Vermont. Graceful, energetic, and always looking for ways to keep her body in tune. One morning, she read an article saying, "Start your day with cold water to wake up your system." It sounded simple and smart, so she made it a habit. Every morning, a big glass of ice water before breakfast, before coffee, before anything else. But within weeks, Martha began to feel off. Her digestion slowed. She noticed bloating, especially after breakfast. Some days, she felt chilled inside, even under a blanket. And strangely, she started having minor heart palpitations in the morning. After consulting her nutritionist, the answer was clear. Cold water was putting her digestive system into stress mode. Here's why it matters, especially for older adults. When you drink ice-cold water first thing in the morning, it can tighten blood vessels in the stomach and slow down digestion. Your core temperature slightly drops, and for someone already more sensitive to cold, this can impact circulation and even the body's ability to produce the digestive enzymes needed for breaking down food. In Martha's case, the cold water was a shock to her aging system, like pressing the brakes just as the engine tried to start. The simple fix? She switched to warm or room temperature water in the morning, sometimes with a slice of lemon. Within days, her digestion improved. The bloating vanished. Her mornings felt smoother. No more internal chill. Here's the takeaway. Hydration is essential, but temperature matters more than you think. Especially as we age, the body craves gentleness, not extremes. Warm water helps wake up your digestive tract without the jolt. It signals comfort, balance, and readiness, not alarm. So next time you reach for that icy glass first thing in the morning, pause and ask, am I waking up my system or shocking it? If this story made you think twice about your morning habits, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the bell icon. We share powerful, science-backed tips to help you age with energy, clarity, and confidence. You deserve mornings that feel good, from the inside out. See you in the next video, where we uncover the hidden connection between late-night snacking and daytime brain fog. You won't want to miss it.